Yes, dear student, again I am here to tell you the internal resistance of electrochemical cell. I told you that electric cell is device which supplies current in a circuit. It is device to send current in circuit. When cell when a cell supplies electric current, then positive and negative ions present in the electrolyte of cell, positive and negative ion electrolyte, just I told you sulfuric acid is the electrolyte there in simple voltaic cell. We are using the this electrolyte in the form of gel in the batteries or cells used in our different devices like this mobile phone. Battery has electrolyte in the form of gel. Move from one terminal, move in opposite direction, we should say. Move in opposite direction. Move in opposite direction. Through the electrolyte. Because of large number during this motion, they collide with each other. Hence, the motion of charge is flowing inside the cell. Flowing inside the cell is opposed. This opposition produced by cell itself is called internal resistance of the cell. It's called internal resistance of the cell. The cell itself is devised to supply current, but when current flows in outside circuit, in one sense, electric current flows through cell in opposite direction in the form motion of ions, charge ions, those ions collide and their motion opposed is hindered, and that hindrance created by the cell itself is called internal resistance of the cell. This is called now, but the cell is the characteristic property of the electrolyte, and electrode, but it is not a constant quantity. It keep on varying. It depends so many factors. And so the internal resistance इसको डिनोट करते हैं स्मॉल आर से. अभी the internal resistance of cell depends, yeah, I should say internal cell is directly proportional to the distance between the electrons. Wait, it is inversely proportional to the area of electrodes dipped inside the electrolyte. अभी electrolyte समझो बात को. Suppose this cell here, this is electrolyte. So how much area of plate here is inside? Larger the area inside, lesser the resistance. Two types of cells are there: primary cell and secondary cell. Primary cells like your Lagrange cell, use dry cell in torch, cannot be recharged. Secondary cell like storage battery, land accumulator also, which can be recharged as secondary cell. Secondary cells are used to draw large current. We are using nowadays in motors and in air, in houses, to run the inverter. So we try to keep it small. Internal cell of every cell is to be kept small. In case of secondary cells have smaller resistance, smaller internal resistance than primary cell. These things are asked in exam. Primary cell, which are secondary cell, though they are not written in the syllabus. There are some hidden syllabus in your course which you don't understand. Please try to understand the subject. Don't go syllabus wise. Okay, we have to concentrate on our syllabus. But to understand the syllabus, we have to go other way, just like class 11, 12 student having bio. They say keep on blaming, we don't have maths. But you have to learn. If you want to learn physics, that mathematics which you have learned in class 10 and little more, which is taught in class 11, like differential integration, you have to learn. So people telling this way, this is not in syllabus, that is wrong. The things, primary things should be clear to us. So internal sense depend on that going through distance between the plates. जितना पूरी होगी, greater the distance, larger area, है ना? Moreover, it depends. Moreover, internal resistance of cell depends on the nature of electrodes. Electrodes, carbon electrode is used in Lagrange cell, which act as position needle. So that carbon has greater resistance than copper, etc. Nature of electrodes and electrolyte, nature of electrolyte, nature of electrolyte, and temperature of electrolyte. To increase the area of the electrodes in lead accumulator battery, that battery which we use in inverter is of EMF 12 volt. उसका EMF 12 volt. Actually 6 cells are connected. 6 lead cells are connected in series and 12 volt. So to decrease the resistance and hence to increase the area, the electrodes are in the form of having grids inside, so that area of contact with the acid get increased. Grids, so we cut like this, है ना, वहाँ पर उसके अंदर ऐसे कटे होते हैं, so that this area and this area remain in contact. So that those electrolytes are those electrolyte grids. I told temperature. Actually, this electrolyte is in the form of solution, and every liquid has some viscosity. And lower the temperature, higher the viscosity. And viscosity is the opposition to flow of ion or relative motion of the liquid of layer the relative motion between two layers opposed by viscosity. So when we decrease temperature, viscosity decreases and resistance decreases. So I told you here that resistance of cell depend on and also depend on concentration. If we use continuously, if we use cell continuously, then electrolyte will be reduced, and hence concentration of electrolyte, concentration of ions also decreases, and hence internal resistance of cell increases. You get warning siren by the inverter. Actually, we are using continuously H2SO4, which is electrolyte, is converted into water. Water is bad conductor. So that way, on continuous increase of the accumulated battery to draw current from that, increase the resistance. The resistance of cell, please note it yourself. I will not write here. Internal resistance of cell is not a constant quantity. This is not a particular feature of cell. Dependence are there on different things I told you, but usage of the cell or battery continuously increase the internal resistance. So there is one experiment in your course to find the internal resistance of cell by potentiometer. The objective is not to study the variation The object is there. Please listen me, students. Actually, we are nowadays importance law has been reduced, but I should say that you should go in the lab, ask your teacher, principal, whosoever can help you. But go to lab and try to understand. To estimate, to study the variation of internal resistance of cell using potentiometer. We can't determine because when we use it further increasing constant value is not there for internal resistance. You can't say this is resistance 2.5 ohm or 15 ohm. When battery get total discharge, it resistance become infinite. Storage battery which we use to run our vehicle and the inverter here in the home, when it is completely it is used for long time, so what happens, whole electrolyte which is H2SO4 dilution converted into water, and water bad conductor. So there is warning because the density of acid is not allowed to fall from a particular value. This is I think 1.1. If it goes beyond, then it will be difficult to recharge that. So this was the idea of electromotive force and internal cell. I told you electromotive force in previous video. This is in EMF, electromotive force is also totally wrongly understood, wrongly written in the books even. Now we will take here in next video the value of current drawn from the cell. When value of cell is current is drawn from the cell, then terminal voltage of cell, which should be equal to EMF, will decrease. We will talk in coming video. Thank you.